to ECCB Connects, a production of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, where we share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. This week, we take a look at how the ECCB, in collaboration with partners, is working to arm financial regulators in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union with the necessary capacity to address financial risks emanating from climate change. What are these risks and how do they affect you? Think with me, if you will, of a farmer or a fisherman in the aftermath of a hurricane. The farmer's crops are destroyed, the fisherman's boat damaged, affecting their quality of life and perhaps their ability to sustain their financial obligations. By integrating the supervision of climate-related financial risks into our financial sector, we give our region a better shot at resilience. Stay with us and we'll share more with you after this message. Thanks for staying connected. Climate-related financial risk supervision was the focus of a roundtable discussion with regulators of the non-banking financial sector across the ECCU. The engagement, facilitated by financial consulting firm A2F out of the USA, was made possible by support from the Agence Française de Développement. The potential financial risks resulting from climate change events such as intense tropical storms, rising sea levels, and increased flooding can adversely impact the ECCU financial system in a number of areas, including insurance underwriting, reinsurance, and the performance of loans. The discussion with regulators of the ECCU financial sector is key and is one step in strengthening how climate-related risks are integrated into the supervision of the financial sector. A strong financial sector supports economic growth, boosts development, and can ultimately benefit the people of our region.
I think we're all familiar with our geographic location, where we are, hurricane belts. We're familiar with our size and the impact that climate change is having on the region. For us, it is an existential threat, and we have to be concerned. As financial regulators, we should have a strong interest in assessing the impact on the financial sector and ensuring we integrate climate risk into supervision.
What is the vision for supervision and management of climate-related financial risks? All right, what's the vision? Well, the vision will be that you get to some point, to a state where the climate risk is fully integrated in your prudential supervision framework. That basically you, the regulated, the supervisor, as well as the financial institution, proactively manage those risks, and that you collaborate effectively, right, to supervise those risks within both at the public level as well as the private sector level.
I found the workshop to be very timely and useful, given that we are aware that climate change or global warming impacts the financial stability of our financial sector. We are prone within the region to climate-related risk. And it is for that reason that we are embracing this workshop and the guidance that have been and will be provided.
The key takeaway at today's meeting was, one, the importance of assessing the impact of physical risk, climate risk, on financial institutions, and how this should be integrated in the risk-based supervision of these institutions, and also chronic climate risk, which is more long-term in nature, and that has to do with things like rising sea level, and that is more kind of forward-looking, and how you actually use these climate-related risks to assess the impact on the financial soundness of these institutions.
One of the key takeaways from today's session was the importance of climate risk supervision in financial services. As a region, we are heavily exposed to various catastrophes of all types. And the aim ultimately is to try to predict, try to integrate within our supervision of these financial services entities an element of climate risk where we assess the exposure and try to implement mitigating measures to counteract the impacts of these events. So taking away the lessons learned from today, one of the ultimate objectives is to basically implement that within our own frameworks. So we'll take back home the model that was presented to us and we'll see how we can integrate it within our own systems.
We've reviewed how the financial regulators in the region are managing climate risks in the non-banking financial sector, and we've advised on how to improve that management.
Based on the work we did, ECCB and the regional regulators are going to be able to work with financial institutions to improve how this climate risk is managed, to make them stronger. By doing so, they will be able to still have access to reinsurance, basically to be able to help you in spite of the increased climate impact that we see, to be able to still have access to insurance, still have access to mortgage, to be able to insure your house, your car, but also in case of a hurricane, when damages happen, to be able to get a loan to help you out of the situation. So this is something that is even more critical for this region.
I love my Grenada, my homeland forever. Sing the chorus louder, tell them about Grenada, the land of my grandfather. She will always prosper. Boy, my Grenada, land of fruits and culture. Grenada is such a paradise, Google. But a lot of folks don't realize. If we learn to pull we hand, do the little that we can, we could make Grenada a better land. Oh, my Grenada.
This is where we end this week's episode of ECCB Connects. We looked at how the ECCB is helping to build capacity in the area of climate-related financial risk across the ECCU. This is a pivotal step in positioning our financial sector to better address the risks emanating from climate change, the likes of which we are already experiencing and will continue to face. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to join us next week when we bring you another episode of ECCB Connects.